universe will likely end one way or another. It might recollapse, or it might expand until it exhausts all its energy, the heat death, or maybe not. But you, Chris, actually feel that impelled to try to have this specific incarnation of life persist.
Here's why. So imagine there's going to be many, many cycles of the universe with many big crunches, but imagine it's 5 billion years from now, we're on Titan, we're in other solar systems, and we've got enough knowledge to have a pretty good guess that there have been many cycles of the universe, but that life is probably, we haven't found any more life, and it's been billions of years, and we think this is it. It's just us, and whatever we found on Earth or made or moved around. And let's say we could also look at projections of future universes and think that it's just very unlikely that life would ever arise again in a future universe. Assuming that's all true, it would make the moral imperative even more profound. It means that, to our best knowledge, which hasn't happened yet, but let's just a thought experiment, we think that it's true that there's many cycles of the universe, but that the one in which we have now is the only one that life has ever emerged by some guess, and that it probably would never happen again. And so what we could potentially do is have control of dark matter, dark energy, and try and preserve a pocket of the universe so that it wouldn't end if the universe collapsed back in on itself. And I think if life has value, intrinsic value, which I think it does, and if we think there's no chance life would ever emerge again, and we've not found any life, then we should actually restructure the universe to prevent the loss of life.
But the should part of that is complicated because, again, I can't believe I'm quoting Buddha again. Buddha doesn't say, if life is valuable, it must persist forever. That is not the statement. Now, I'm not saying Buddha's right, but I'm saying we're human beings with vastly different cultures, vastly different notions of the world, vastly different ideals, vastly different values, and there are many of these 8 billion people who might say there is some dignity in death, and not fearing that and accepting that, and that in that acceptance there is something to reflect on.
You have to. You can't fear you're going to die.
But not
you have to
just
know
one,
you're going to
the
die.
species.
Yeah. But the species, it's the same way that evolution doesn't happen to an individual. Evolution, by its definition, happens to a group of individuals that are selected. And so death happens to an individual, but death does not have to happen to a species. To our knowledge, it will happen for every living organism. But for the consistency of life, for the species, it, for the first time in the history of life, does not have to share the same fate.
Before we open it up to questions, Rana, I'm going to make you as uncomfortable at the end of the conversation as I did in the beginning by asking you,
great.
What is your personal impression of this? Is it an imperative to keep the human species perpetuated?
I'm for it.
But not strongly.
I'm pro recycling. I'm pro human. I'm for it. If it doesn't happen, I would say don't worry so much because the universe is a big place, and there's things happening all over the place. And even in this galaxy, maybe we don't find anyone as cool as us. That's all right. There's like 1 trillion galaxies out there. If you go if you go out at night, sometimes you can see the Andromeda galaxy by eye, which is a mind-blowing thing. It's 1 million light years away, and you can see this thing. And out there, who knows? There's parties going on. There's things happening, and it'll just be 1 million years before our message gets to them, and they'll say, "Oh, party on Earth. Let's head over."
Well, I think that is a really terrific note on which to thank our guests and open it up for Q&A.